Peace, everyone. I pray all is well. I'm going to talk about the need to overcome the way that you feel, to overcome that which you practice yourself into, perhaps unknowingly, perhaps knowingly. The last video that I shared with you, I showed you guys a meditative technique that I utilize in order to process emotions. The thing about that is that you don't only need to utilize that meditation to process emotions, you can also utilize it to amplify life experiences that you wish to have, to replace those old emotions with new emotions that are more in alignment with these experiences. And it sounds really pretty on paper, sounds nice, but the reality of it is that it's not easy to overcome where you have practiced yourself to be vibrationally. It can be very uncomfortable. It can make you start to question yourself. It can make you question whether or not you are producing any results. It takes time to get through a certain threshold, and it takes dedication. It takes perseverance. You have to really discipline yourself into this state. And when you go into a meditation with that intention of rising above those old emotions, that practice state of being, you have to realize that unless you are uncomfortable, you're probably not going anywhere. You're probably not properly going through that process. It's going to be uncomfortable. That is what I am communicating to you. That is a part of the process. There are certain things that you can do to minimize that discomfort. And one of those things is just this, becoming aware that it's not that easy, that you're not supposed to sit there and feel like, okay, this is great, this is working. You're going to want to move your body. You're going to experience a full range of emotions. You're going to experience all different kinds of things, and it's going to be unique to you. But when you are making a decision for yourself to change, when you are making a choice to choose something that is out of your comfort zone, out of the ordinary, not what you're used to, you will start to see the way that you have split energy. You're facing the split energy. You're facing the gap between who it is that you are or have become and who it is that you would like to be, who you would like to become. And this gap becomes smaller the more that you practice yourself into this state. Primarily this state of meditation, but also moment to moment. So you want to be observant as you go throughout your day. It will benefit you to become aware of where you're at vibrationally as you go throughout the day, and to be aware of any results that you might witness, so that you know that the work that you're putting in is fruitful. This can translate to any area of your life, whether it be your physicality, your mentality, your relationships. You want to realize whether or not the improvements are being made. And if not, then you want to adjust accordingly and continue to observe. Split energy is one of the most disharmonious vibrations. If you are experiencing a genuine desire and you're putting forth a genuine effort to make a shift in your life, but somewhere within your heart or somewhere within your body, your mind, you are experiencing the opposite of that which you are practicing, if that becomes the dominant vibration, or there's just a lot of discord, a lot of split energy in regards to this, this is going to affect you. This is going to affect your life experience. You might experience overwhelm, and there's nothing wrong with this experience. You have to go through what you have to go through in order to make certain shifts. And if you're watching this and you're genuinely putting forth the effort, if you're practicing that which is in the description link, then I want to assure you that this is a part of the process and that everybody's process is going to look different. It's okay to be where you're at, but it's also necessary to be aware, like I said. Now, when it comes to going throughout your day and aligning your vibration to that which you are integrating within the meditation, realize that that integration process is happening very profoundly throughout your moment to moment experience. When you are in a world full of distractions, when you are in a world full of that which is going to reflect to you what has been your dominant vibration throughout life, it's going to be challenging to face that, to face the reality. It's going to be challenging to start to witness the results and the shifts and see the changes that are being made. But the more you attune yourself to this, the more you minimize distractions, you minimize the things that shorten your attention span so that you can stay locked in to what you are creating for yourself, the more you're going to be able to experience joy. So, gratitude, being grateful, because we're not reaching for anything. We're not reaching for anything. It's not about attaining something, right? There's the things to be had that are not things, and then the things to be had that are things. And the whole point is to attain the things to be had that are not things, so that you can appreciate the things that are things in a qualitative way with substance. There's substance behind it, right? So, what are the things to be had that are not things? Joy, peace, freedom, gratitude, appreciation. Did I say joy? Joy. Let me say it again. Right? And then what are the things to be had that are things? Cars, money, clothes, nose rings. Right? So, yes, we're not grasping for anything. Yeah, it's understandable if you want something tangible. It's understandable if you want to have a certain result within your physical being. And that's great. That's a necessary part of that. But what good is any of these attainments without the peace and the joy that will allow you to fully feel the fruits of that receiving? That's a part of it. But when I say minimize your attention to the things that are going to minimize your attention span, this is why if you follow me on Instagram, this is why I make the content that I make on Instagram and on all my platforms. A lot of these instantly gratifying pieces of content, they're very short-lived, and it minimizes your attention span. You only watch so much of it. And so for the souls who actually take the time to watch in fullness what I am creating, I do that intentionally so that when people do engage with what I create, they're not feeding into this shorter attention span that ultimately is going to make it more difficult for you to lock in to the results that you want. You're experiencing it here and now. You're experiencing the reality of the shift you are working towards here and now, moment to moment. The more you practice, the more you're going to perceive that within your life, right? But those two things work in tandem with one another. You have to also actively participate in breathing life into that which you are creating within that meditative space as to support that meditative space. And then you have to also utilize this meditative space where in which you're actually creating and you're intentionalizing in order to support the actual experience of it. You have to work together symbiotically. And that's one of the main reasons why it's difficult. It's difficult to put all your attention into each chakric point all the way up to the top without allowing your mind to trail away. And your ability to actually pay attention for longer periods of time is directly correlated to your ability to be controlled. And so you want to gain control. You want to have self-control and discipline. It doesn't have to be so serious though, and that's something that I really like to add into this whole mix. You can utilize affirmations to help assist you so that these things become naturally occurring. So let's say the shift that you're making is you're wanting to spend more time reading, right? This is something that's always been hard for you. You have trained yourself into the attention span of a squirrel, but you're fascinated by books. You want to read a book. You want to get really into it. You want to go deep in your studies. So you're utilizing the meditations to get yourself into that mode where in which you are a master researcher, you're a master reader, you're masterfully able to study. Affirming to yourself throughout the day, being aware of your moment to moment, or while you're in the process of studying, after the meditations, or before the meditations, where you're at. Letting yourself know that you're skilled at this. Instead of affirming to yourself, oh man, this is so hard. It might be hard, but you don't gotta affirm that. The more you practice yourself into a state where in which this is easy within the meditation, the easier it'll be in your actual reality. And then throughout your reality, the more you affirm to yourself that this is effortless. I love the way I feel. This is fun, right? Now you're associating doing this act of studying to joy, to fun, to ease, to it being second nature as opposed to what it was programmed to be initially, which was difficult, damn near impossible. So affirming to yourself, being aware of the way you're speaking to yourself, and really bringing all of these different things together. And being very mindful of the devices that you're using and the ways in which they are controlling you or keeping you from having the level of self-control that you deserve to have, that is naturally designed. I'm always going to repeat this throughout my videos and in my content. Depression is something that everyone can be subject to. It is a wide range of emotions. And there is a certain association that has come to this word within the industry, within the world of business, as to keep us from understanding how natural it is to experience depression. There's so many different ways that we could be experiencing depression, so many reasons why. And when you look at the situation at large, you realize that there's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of things that are going on for all of us, individually and collectively. So yeah, it makes sense to be depressed. It makes sense to be on any place in that spectrum. So be aware, be wise. There is certain definitions surrounding that word that keep us from being able to understand the way that it's affecting us, the reasons why it affects us so deeply, and in a lot of ways unnecessarily. So I'm not going to say too much on that, but I pray that that was helpful in any way. And if you like this video, please share it. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell notification so you're aware of when I have another video. And I'm wishing you guys wellness, and may you breathe life into the ease of the shifts that you are making, so that you can experience ease. And may you always recognize that gratitude, that joy, that peace, that freedom is what you are really wanting, or is that which is going to make the attainment of those tangible things fruitful. And you can have that with absolutely nothing, and you must have that with absolutely nothing. The gratitude piece comes before the physical manifestation of that which you seek. So I appreciate you guys. Peace.